McCoughtry, and this is the AMAC Experience. And right here we have guest and co-host for the day, LaChina Robinson, 6'4", went to Wake Forest, and she is now ESPN analyst. Welcome, LaChina.
Angel, I am so excited. Thank you for having me on your podcast.
Absolutely. I couldn't think of nobody else to have on my first ever podcast. So I'm a little nervous, but you have the experience.
Nervous? Let me tell you what excites me the most about this podcast. The fact that you have your own podcast is that, okay, I'm going back to 2008 because that was my first year working with The Dream, right?
Right.
Came in 2009.
Right.
The one thing that makes you stand out as a player, as a person, is that you are so unpredictable. and that's what this podcast is getting ready to be. Like, for episodes to come. Like, seriously, Bob and I sit there and, you're coming down to court and we're always like, what is Angel getting ready to do? And you just always surprise us. So I know this podcast is going to be full of great surprises.
Absolutely. I try to give the fans a little something to watch, got to get those ticket sales up. So, But you know what? I want to pick your brain a little bit. I want to talk about this Bird Box movie that everybody's talking about. I was in a grocery store the other day and I heard somebody saying, did you see Bird Box? I'm like, why is everybody talking about, why is this movie so serious right now? So I want to hear your thoughts on that movie. And there's this thing called the Bird Box Challenge. Have you heard of that?
Now that I have not. I have seen the movie, and I thought it was really good.
Right.
We'll get to the challenge. Let me just start the movie.
Okay, let's talk about that a little bit, guys.
First of all, let's just talk about how Netflix is running the world, right? Like, Seriously, I think they said the movie had something like over 45 million viewers. May have been more than that, but
whoa, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, is it Sandra Bullock? Is that
Sandra Bullock? Which is genius.
Yeah, which is genius. I mean, anytime you see her when you click on Netflix and it's a Netflix original, you're like, okay.
You're clicking on it.
Yeah, I'm about to watch it. So I really thought that this movie was deeper than most people realize. This is what I took away from it. I know this is going to be now.
Let's get deep with it. Let's get deep.
Put your seatbelt on because I don't know if this is going to make any sense. But I feel like the movie was speaking to things that are happening in our society. And this is what I got.
Interesting.
So we are a visual society, right? We're on Instagram, we're on Facebook, like we have all this social media. We're also always talking about how people look, right? So we're using our eyes so much in life.
Interesting.
And I think this movie was challenging us to be more perceptive, to be more intuitive. Like, you can't rely on what you see. Because what you see is not always
what it
real.
Is. What's real?
Well...
That is interesting. That's interesting.
Yeah. What do you think? What did you take away? From it?
I never thought about it that deep with the movie. When watching it, I just thought, hey, it's something. I wanted to know more about what the entity was that was making them go crazy in their eyes.
Yeah.
I wanted more detail in that, and I wanted more at the end. Everybody was saying the ending was it was good, but we wanted more. Yeah. I have more questions. What was it? Where did it come from? Did it come from another planet? Like, what was it?
Did you feel like you wanted it to be defeated? Because you know how sometimes when the bad thing comes, like, you want it to die or you want it to go away.
Exactly.
And they just kind of retreat.
And we want to defeat the entity. Like, how can they defeat it?
Yeah.
Is it something that can't be defeated? That's the question we never know. But maybe there's going to be a second one.
Bird Box 2.
Bird Box 2. So let's talk about the Bird Box Challenge.
Yeah, what is this?
So everybody which, mind you, Netflix had to make a statement. I don't know if you heard, but they said, hey, to everyone, we've never had to do this before, but please stop doing this Bird Box Challenge because it is dangerous. Somebody can get hurt. So people are actually blindfolding themselves and doing any and everything. So you can tag it on Instagram. You might see somebody riding a bicycle out here, blindfolded. It could happen right now. Somebody's on the piano, blindfolded. Somebody was doing a flip, blindfolded. So this Bird Box Challenge has gotten really serious.
Please tell me people are not out here doing crazy stuff, like putting a blindfold over their eyes.
They're putting a blindfold on their eyes, doing any and everything that you can think of. What do you think about that?
I think it's stupid. Like, I think 99% of these challenges are like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's fun. Like, you do all the dance challenges or whatever. I actually did one this summer. I can't remember what the one I did. It was like the Kiki. We can
see that on your Instagram page, right?
Yep, I did. Yep, I gave in. I did the Kiki challenge. But, I mean, something like this, like, where people can be hurt. I mean, it's just, how dumb can we be? Like, let's not get crazy.
People, if you're out there doing the Bird Box Challenge, be careful. Don't go out there hurting people.
Yeah, that's not good. But Angel, let me ask you this. Would you do, this is safe, would you do some kind of bird box challenge where you cover your eyes and maybe like shoot free throws?
Interesting. That's the kind of bird box challenge we need. Yeah, something like that.
How many free throws?
I don't see why not.
What do you think your number would be? How many could you make with?
Come on,
in a row with blindfold on?
Let's see. Because Michael Jordan did it in the game, right?
Yep. Close them eyes.
I think I can get 10
in a row.
Blindfolded. So we're gonna call this the Bird Box Basketball Challenge. So we're gonna create this. We're gonna go to the gym soon, LaChina.
Oh.
Can we do that?
Yeah.
They're gonna come with us, and we're gonna do the Bird Box Basketball Challenge. We're gonna blindfold and see how many free throws we can make in a row.
I like that.
And if anybody wants to challenge me on that, y'all let me know. I'll meet y'all at the gym. How about that? Can we do that?
Yeah, you can. I'm not.
Oh, I'm not come on. Sure. All right, so I'll be looking for y'all. Y'all let me know if y'all want to do that. So let's get into this R. Kelly situation, okay? Oh, so, yeah, let's talk about that. I'm not sure if you saw the documentary.
Not yet.
Not yet.
But I know some of the story. But you go ahead. Have you seen it?
I've seen it.
Tell me.
And it's actually it's a long documentary. It's about a 5-6 part series. So each part is like an hour long. So
you watched the whole thing?
I watched the whole thing. So you talk about a long documentary of different stories from different ladies about their experiences with R. Kelly. So there were a lot of ladies that came forward and spoke a lot of depth and detail of stuff we wouldn't think that people would come forward and do. So they wanted their stories heard, which was interesting. Oh my gosh, I don't even know if I can repeat some of the stuff they were saying. But the thing about it is, why isn't this man in jail right now? You know, everybody's speaking out about, sexual abuse and different things, but how has this man gotten off so much? Especially if you have all these stories from different ladies.
Right.
That's what I'm trying to figure out. So it went into the tapes about, a lot of stuff he's done with that. The interesting part about that was the reason he got acquitted the first time was because the girl that was in the tape, the underage girl, didn't come forward and testify. So that's how he got off. So if you actually watch the documentary, here's the interesting part too. Think about how many girls that still hasn't come forward. And it had about 20 different girls that had a different story. And they showed on the documentary parents who were actually trying to go find their children like right now. So there were some parents who hadn't seen their child in about 3 years. Can you guys believe that?
The last time they saw them, they were with R. Kelly?
The last time they told the story about how, like one girl, she was a singer. They were on vacation in Florida and he spotted her. And somehow she left her hotel room where her parents were and met with him. Mm-hmm. They're like, you're not supposed to be here unsupervised. And they confronted him. He's like, oh no, I just wanted to hear her sing, boom, boom. Well, comes to find out, he actually had intercourse with her that same day. She was 17, so she's underage, of course. And then when she turned 18, she went off with him to start a so-called music career. They haven't seen her in 3 years. They're looking for their child. It's been stories. They're cutting off their phones, their cell phones. He's controlling these girls. Some girls said they didn't eat for 3 days. So this has been an ongoing story. So everybody's on a campaign now to mute R. Kelly. So my thing is, do you think that from this situation, is he actually going to go to jail now? That we have a documentary out, there's proof out, people are speaking out on it. Is the man going to go to jail finally and pay for what he's done to all these lives?
I hope so. Yeah. I mean, as a society, we would be doing an injustice to these women that are showing so much courage by stepping forward if we don't make sure that their voices are heard and their cases are tried.
Right.
Like, I think
that's true.
The survivors will also gain a lot of courage. Like, some of them are probably afraid to testify,
afraid to come out.
But now I feel like there's this support for them, right? Like, after everyone's watching this documentary. So hopefully they'll feel that love and feel that support and want to come out. There are a couple things that really, really bother me about this.
Right.
Number one is that, and you make some very good points. Like, I don't know what has been happening up to now. Mm-hmm. I think we need to find these other girls too. That needs to be...
Those girls need to be found.
Yeah, those girls definitely need to be found. But something that disturbs me, and we do this a lot in society, is like, we trust people because they're somebody.
Right.
Right? Like...
Right. Status, fame.
Right, they got status, they got
money.
Right. We automatically... Because think about it, like, these young women, and I don't know how involved their parents were in knowing, like, that their daughters were going to spend time with R. Kelly, but some of them maybe did. And like, well, this could be a good opportunity. But we don't know these people. I don't care if you own every building on this street. That doesn't make you a good person. That doesn't mean that's somebody that you should trust your children with. Right. And so I mean, we think because we take a picture with somebody that's famous and we put it on Instagram, it's like, oh, look at this person I met. That person could be R. Kelly. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we just have to look a little bit deeper, like, into people's character and, you know, just stop being so mystified by the outside of success. Like you said, the money.
Put the blindfold on.
There you like you said. And we have had to take the blindfold off on R. Kelly at this point.
We gotta take the blindfold off.
It's time up.
I think it's time up. I think it's right now. It's a point where the man needs to go to jail. Yes. I don't care who you are at this point. I'm glad we're at a point now where women can speak out on it. The stuff in Hollywood. Yes. You know, it's time. I mean, Bill Cosby's in jail right now.
Bill Cosby's in jail.
It shows an example that it doesn't matter how far along, how many years ago, you know, these things happened. You gotta pay for them.
And kids, like that's the thing about this R. Kelly situation that really hurts my heart.
Kids.
I mean, you remember being a 16, 17-year-old girl.
Oh my gosh.
I had zero self-esteem. Anybody that liked me, I was down for. You think I'm pretty? Okay, good.
Oh, you think I'm pretty? Oh my gosh. Like, you want to buy me, you know, some food? Oh my God. You know,
hang out.
You don't know anything about yourself. You know,
no, you don't. And so it's such a delicate time, especially for young girls and for so many adults, because R. Kelly wasn't the only person that knew these girls were there. He has a group of people. He has entourage. He has folks that
it's interesting you say that, because for you not to see the documentary, that was brought up in the doc about who's helping him do all this. They said the man could hardly read and write.
Really?
They said he could hardly read and write. So who's setting up him, you know, getting these girls to come over? Who's, you know, videotapes. It's one actually videotape that they said of him doing a sexual encounter with a young lady, and somebody's in the background saying, "Hey, R, you got a phone call." He's like, "All right, I'll be right there." Who's behind all this?
Oh my gosh.
And that's what I think. Really, I think those people, whoever's behind this, they need to be in trouble too.
I agree,
because there's no way, you know, you do this stuff to underage girls, and your team is not in trouble too. So, do you think that his career is over?
Oh, his career is done.
It's done.
Yeah, it's done. Like, finished. And we're emotionally attached to music.
We love his music. That's the
problem.
Is that the problem?
Yes. We need to let go of that emotional attachment to Bump and Grind and Seems Like You Ready and all these songs that, you know, we were popping. I mean, come on. I'm not gonna lie. R. Kelly, like, back, he was it.
This is the man that sings "I Believe I Can Fly," guys.
That too. I know.
This is in church. This is everywhere.
Why did I go right to like all the bad songs?
Well,
you're right.
You're right. That too. So there's two sides, you know. Yeah. The man that sings "I Believe I Can Fly," and the man that sings "Bump and Grind."
Yes.
And age ain't nothing but a number. While Aaliyah, he's you know.
Yeah,
so
Aaliyah, we can't even start on that.
We can't even start on that one. So I mean, I think also his career's done.
Yep.
Would you still listen to his music though?
No.
So we're really muting R. Kelly right now, guys.
Yeah, we're
muting R. Kelly.
We have to.
Don't
you shake your head.
Oh, come on. Sorry.
Yeah, people are buying more of his music.
Oh, come on, guys. You mean to tell me his music is up 20%? Since the allegations?
If you're buying his music right now, you're paying for his lawyers. Like,
you're paying for the lawyers, guys.
For his lawyers to defend himself.
All right, y'all. Yeah,
that's all he can do while he's in jail.
That's beyond me. Like, come on, guys. Like, come on. You're boosting his sales right now. Really? I mean, come on. We got to fix that. That's the one. Society. We gotta.
Yeah.
We have a lot of people that need to take responsibility.
Yeah, there are.
Society, all that. So I don't know. Let's try to fix that situation, get the man,
please,
so he can humble himself a little bit. And we got to find those girls. So, hey, let's do the right thing out here. All right, let's get into this WNBA pay grade. I want to hear your thoughts on that. Someone who's in the WNBA, who's an analyst, who sees how hard the girls work every day. You're there 24/7. What's going on with that? What do you think needs to change? How can it improve?
I mean, obviously, I wish because I enjoy the WNBA, like I love the WNBA. That's no secret. Like,
Right.
I enjoy the WNBA more than I do any other sport, right?
Right.
So I think, as far as my value system, the WNBA player should be paid more than everybody else. And that's just me. So, and yes, I'm a little biased. So here is one of my biggest issues as it pertains to the whole pay grade situation.
Right.
Is sponsorships, right? Like I
Right.
understand that sponsorships make the world go round, right? Look
Right.
at the NBA. They've got, all these sponsors that pump money in and they want commercials, right? TV, all that stuff.
Right.
Why aren't companies and organizations interested in investing in the WNBA? Okay. The people, when they sit in that room, they say, okay, we have a sports and entertainment budget, right?
Right.
We got $150,000 or we got $1 million. We have however many it is. Who are we going to spend this with, right? Now,
Okay.
I understand you want to get the return on your dollar. Viewership is high in
Viewership.
the NBA. You're probably going to get a bang for your buck if Tiger Woods is playing golf. Like we get how the numbers work. But at some point, you have to ask yourself, what comes first, the chicken or the egg? Right?
Right.
You put that money into the WNBA and you may be surprised with how viewership goes up and how
Take a risk on it, right?
Right. And to me, it's not even a risk because guess what? You're helping women, right? You're helping minorities.
Uh-huh.
You're inspiring the next generation of girls and boys who will start to look at women differently based on what they see in the WNBA. You guys are strong, you're charismatic, you're tough, you're all these things. But why aren't there more people in those rooms putting money into women? And I'll say this, Angel, it's not just the WNBA. This is our world.
It's
it's a big problem. There's a macro issue. Any sport,
any women's sport.
even hiring women in Fortune 500 companies. Why is it that we get into the room when we have an opportunity to pour into women and we don't? That is our problem as a society. We're living back in the days where women couldn't vote and women couldn't work. Like there's still a lot of people in decision-making power that have that mentality and they need to go.
Wow. So we really still have that mentality in 2019.
Yeah. Sad.
So do you think that if a risk is taken on our league, and some money is invested to it, number one, to marketing, like for example, I'm sure a lot of people in this room, they know LeBron James, but they don't know LeBron James. You don't know him personally. So you're gonna go watch what you know. A lot of people don't know the girls.
Yeah.
So do you think if people actually got to know who the girls are, they can see them on a billboard out here? Because, for example, when I go out and meet people, they're like, oh my God, I want to come to a game because they met me.
Yes.
They know me now in
Yes.
some kind of way.
Yes.
Do you think that the marketing, if the marketing would improve,
Yeah.
just push the girls a little bit?
Yeah. Exposure is
Why-
everything.
What's up with the exposure? Like, what do we need to do to get these girls more exposure?
Well, some of it comes back again to the dollars. I mean, when money is put in to something, then you can spread it out. So say if I have a budget of $5,000 and I'm like, all right, now I want to market Angel McCoughtry. Like my job is to make sure I can get Angel McCoughtry in front of as many people as I can, whether that's a billboard or on the side of a MARTA,
Right.
Like wherever that is. We need to take whatever resources the WNBA has and I would say maybe not even triple that. I don't know what the number would be, but we have to make sure that people are seeing your faces all the time. Like you guys should be on the cereal boxes and you should be like they used to with Cheryl Swoops and all them.
Right.
Have your own sneakers, your signature shoes. Like when there's a game, we should see reminders everywhere, right?
Right.
Like on during random shows, during Ellen, there should be, there's a WNBA game and this is happening and this big matchup. Like we don't see
it.
You guys enough. And
So-
I think it goes back to the money.
Right.
I think
So
it goes back to
for
the
example,
dollars.
they said tennis years ago was not at the platform that women's tennis is nowhere near that it is now. They didn't have the sponsorship. They didn't have the money that they're getting paid now. Somehow it changed. Do you think it can actually change in the WNBA, or do you really believe that it will just stay the same?
I don't think it's going to make up some major leap. No. But I mean, we've talked about, I know everybody is talking about the CBA, and how that could change depending on percentage of revenue. But for a lot of teams, there isn't revenue. So then what do you do about that? But I do think it just goes back to getting more endorsement money from companies, something that I think is easy to do, or I'm not going to say it's easy to do. I don't know. But the NBA has a lot of power. right? They draw people in. Everyone wants to be connected to the NBA. I think that you guys need to be in those spaces where these companies and organizations can meet you. Like right now, during this time of year, you should be going to different NBA events. I mean, if it's a true partnership, right? And letting the CEO from Coke meet Angel McCoughtry. I mean, you have Coke here, but or letting someone from Wheaties interact with Sue Bird, or let, you know, whatever companies and organizations that they have that are pouring money into the NBA, let these people meet Elena Deladon and decide, wow, these women are amazing. Right. Or, you know, how can we get those people to games? There's just not enough being done, enough touch points.
So let's talk about this. So the NBA, they have a league where normal people just play video games and they get paid. Have you heard about that?
A little bit, yes.
They get paid to play video games, and you basically they can get more than what a WNBA player's salary can make. So they can get up to about what is it, Coach? About 6 figures?
I don't know the exact number. I know they're starting to build practice facilities for gamers.
They're building practice facilities for gamers. The gamers are getting paid maybe like 30 to 40,000 just to play video games. And then you have an average WNBA girl, she'll make without taxes, right? 35,000. You talk about number one. I'm not gonna lie, I was a number 1 draft pick, right? I made 44,000 without taxes being a number 1 draft pick. And you mean tell me somebody who can come play video games can make more than what I made? Well, please elaborate on that.
It's ridiculous. Yeah. But again, I just keep tying it back to the value of women, what women are doing, and women in sports. Like there's so people that don't even know they're like, oh, there's WNBA. When do they play? Right.
So do you think the NBA, and we don't want to put, a lot of pressure on them, but do you think they can do more for us women in pushing us and saying, hey, you guys, you deserve more. You guys deserve a higher pay grade. Do you think they can do more to help push us?
I think more strategic, right? I'm not saying they have to pull out the checkbook and write a check, but I just think that you guys are the product. Okay. And how many places they can put you, or the WNBA can put you, or whoever, whether it's visually or put your presence or connect you with people that make decisions about money, that needs to happen. Like you have a great head coach here for the Atlanta Dream. I would be putting Nikki everywhere. Like she should be flying out to here and going to women, speaking at women's events and doing like that. Those are the things.
Those are
the
little things that make happening. Exactly. Right. So of course, a lot of the girls are speaking out and say, "Hey, we're tired of being treated like this. The travel is horrible. That can risk injuries." Of course, the situation with Las Vegas. I don't know if you guys heard about that. What happened with that? They were delayed all day.
Yeah, they were having.
They had a game and they didn't show up to the game because they're like, "We're tired."
Yeah.
So with that being said, do you think that, that can change? That can change.
I think the CBA negotiation is going to be huge.
But here's the real question: if there's a lockout, will the WNBA fold? If us girls say, we're tired, we're sitting out, we're not coming back till there's a change, will the WNBA lock out? I mean, will the WNBA be a fold?
I don't know. That's a very good question. I mean, I think there's a chance for anything to happen, right?
So you're talking about my job. We're talking about potentially your job.
Oh yeah.
As a WNBA analyst, like, is it worth locking out? Will this really help the situation or make it worse?
I'm hoping it doesn't have to get to that point, honestly. And I haven't seen any of the drafts of what the Players Association is asking for the CBA, but I would imagine it's not going to be something outlandish. I think, again, it comes back to the strategy of where can you find value beyond writing a check? Because it's easy to say, oh, if we had this money, we can just do there. Now, these companies need to invest. They need to take out their checkbook and write money. But as far as the NBA, WNBA relationship, I just think it's more about strategy. I think the relationship with the players in the league has to improve. Like there seems to be, obviously you're now looking for a WNBA president, but I just think there has to be more. There has to be a better working relationship with the Players Association and the WNBA. And I'm glad that the players are speaking out and using their voices, but it's really going to be about what you're able to negotiate and how you can strategize. But I'm far from thinking there's going to be any kind of strike or lockout. Like,
I don't know. Let's knock on wood.
Let's know more than I
Let's not go. Let's hope we can keep this thing going because we do have a lot of fans and people who do look up. We need the little girls to have somebody to look up to. We're the only women's professional sports team in America that has lasted this long. So, I mean, if we can try to keep that thing going for the little girls, they need that. Yeah. So,
I mean, I don't think there's any one answer to this. I think there just has to be enough people sitting at the table that are willing to talk about things outside of the box, that are passionate about the WNBA, that are knowledgeable about it, to come to, to fix some of these things. So there's a lot that needs to be fixed.
Yeah. So, as we say, the number one thing is marketing. So we got to figure out some kind of marketing campaign.
And sponsorship dollars.
We can do something with the NBA. Hopefully we can definitely figure that out.
I would put you in front of whoever. Like you could. Angel,
you think so? Hey.
You could convince. I mean, look, spend a few minutes with Angel. I can see you writing a big check. Like,
let's try to make that happen, Coach. Let's get some sponsorships. Try to make that happen. Get some meetings. So hey guys, I want to thank you, LaChina, for coming out.
This was so fun.
To the AMAC Experience, the first podcast show.
Yay.
Let me give a quick shout out to my marketing company, TDSA, Ray and DJ. I want to give a shout out to Officialize for this platform, for creating this amazing podcast. Thank you to you, LaChina. And you have a podcast. Let the viewers know.
Yeah, it's called Around the Rim podcast, and we cover all things women's basketball. But it's sad because there's so much more that needs to be covered. So I'm glad that you
I can only imagine
this platform, and we can only talk about so much in 30 to 45 minutes, whatever it is. But
there's more.
This is good. Yeah, this is good, and I'm proud of you. You're great.
Thank you, LaChina. So hopefully, I can come on yours.
Again, she acts like she's never been on my podcast.
But I haven't been there in person, so...
That's true, yeah. So now that I told Angel I usually record my podcast in my closet. That's where I used to record it. You don't want to come in there and record it. So now I'm in the studio.
She's in the studio now.
Yeah, this year.
So
awesome. Next week.
So next week, hopefully I can come. Yeah.
You can show up?
We're scheduling that right now. Next week. Next Monday. I'm coming to Around the Rim, LaChina's podcast, and you want to share your social media platform?
Yeah, so Around the Rim has its own Twitter. It's Around the Rim Pod.
Okay.
And you can hit us up there with anything.
Okay, make sure y'all follow at Around the Rim Pod. And your personal Instagram?
My Instagram is Lives to Inspire, the number 2, LIVES number 2 Inspire. And then my Twitter is at LaChina Robinson.
At LaChina Robinson. Make sure you guys check her out soon. And you guys can follow me at McCoughtry, my last name, McCoughtry. And thank you guys for checking out the AMAC Experience.
Yay.
We'll see you guys soon.